Coaches, my name is Rick Stewart. I've been a high school coach for 30 years. I'm out in California for 16 years as a head coach. I've been involved with the folks at Glazier for a long time, going on speaking for them, going on about 10 years. It's a really good relationship. I think they do a great job, and we've kind of got this little Glazier family that we're all proud of being part of. Because I was in the Marine Corps from 85 to 89, Glazier asked me to talk about some of the benefits of the Marine Corps. And so right now I want to talk to you about, quite honestly, I was that stubborn 18-year-old kid. I wasn't going to listen to my coaches. I wasn't going to listen to my grandpa. I was going through a stage my senior year. I got my girlfriend pregnant. She's still my wife now for 34 years, and we've got a 34-year-old daughter out of it, so everything turned out good. But at the time, I needed the Marine Corps to slap the stupid out of me. I wasn't listening to anybody. I needed somebody, because my grandpa drove down and talked to me. My coaches were calling out of my class, and I just was putting a wall up. I didn't want to go to college at the time, even though now I have a master's degree and 2 bachelor's degrees. But at the time, I just didn't know. I was kind of lost, and I knew I had this kid on the way, and I just really wanted to go out there and be my own man. But if without the Marine Corps, I would just went out. I'd be divorced. I'd be an awful father. I don't know if I could hold down a job because my attitude was really crappy. And I always say that the Marine Corps was the only people that were going to slap the stupid out of me. Because my grandpa, and even my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, my mom, they were all struggling with me. And I was sitting there at a 2.0. I'm a really smart guy. I always had straight A's. My degree's in physics. Chemistry's my minor. I've got a master's. I'm not a stupid person. I'm very smart intellectually. But I had a 2.0 because I thought school was stupid. I thought the state of California was stupid for sending me to school. I thought it was stupid that they forced me to go to school. How dare they? I'm a man. I'm my own person. You can't make me go to school. You can't make me learn Shakespeare. You can't make me solve Pythagoras' theorem. And, I was just being stubborn. And I tell you what, I got in boot camp. And it doesn't take long because the Marine Corps ain't having it. They ain't having it. Pretty soon, not pretty soon, real quickly, I get in boot camp and they shave all my hair on. And you talk about no excuses. We're not going to sit around and pass the peace pipe and sing Kumbaya. Right away you figured out you were part of a platoon. You get in there, you got 80 guys in your platoon. A lot of guys couldn't make it. We only graduated with 40. They were sending guys home every day. That was their message, was, hey, you're either getting on the train or you're getting off the train, okay? And people depend on you. So jokingly, and I joke now, it wasn't funny at the time. So we had this thing, we had 1 minute to go into the bathroom, they call it the head, and relieve ourselves, right? And it was a kind of a catchy saying that I can't say on camera that they would say, and we had 1 minute to go do it, okay? Poop, shower, and shave, but they didn't use the word poop. And I was the last one out of the head, and I remember that guy just, got a hold of me and, hey, you're never the last one. These Marines are counting on you, right? Be the first. Always be the first. Don't be the last. If anybody on our platoon messed up, everybody would go out. They didn't care if it was 2 in the morning, raining. We all went down and did up downs. We did our burpees. At the time, we hated it. And I'll tell you what, I would never go to boot camp again, but it's an experience that I don't regret. I needed it. And after 16 weeks of that grueling punishment, and I hated every single day, I came out of that disciplined. I knew how to make right choices in split seconds. I knew about loyalty, and I knew about moral courage, not physical courage. I was already in shape going in. I was a 3-sport athlete. The physical part of boot camp, I apologize, Marines, that wasn't very rigorous for me. I went in great shape, but it was the moral part about doing what's right and making decisive actions and being part of a team and this band of brothers, which then carried over to a family and as a fatherhood, right? In the Marines, I had a platoon counting on me, and people were counting on me as life and death. Well, now I'd go home every night, and I got this little girl, this daughter, Amber, and I'm 19 years old, 20 years old, and every decision I was going to make from then forward was going to affect my daughter. I didn't get that until the Marine Corps taught me that in their incredible way of, because they never said that the way I'm saying it, but after 16 weeks, it grills in your head that people are counting on you and people are depending on you, and decisions you make affect others. At the workplace, in my marriage, I now have 3 adult daughters. They're all college graduates, so I'm very proud. My son's 20 years old. My wife has stuck with me for 34 years, and it's because of those. If you get on the website, the Marine Corps has their 14 traits that they talk about, and just learning those, right? Semper Fi, always faithful, band of brothers. The Marine Corps' core values, and they just ingrained it in my head, right? Honor, courage, commitment. Courage, I laughed. Courage isn't, I'm going to drive my car head on with somebody else. Courage to jump off a bridge or jump off a cliff or being on a roller coaster. It's not that kind of courage, right? It's the courage as a young father that when I didn't want to go to work, I went to work. It was the courage as a father to raise my kids right and not deal drugs or steal and just do things right and earn money the right way and then pass those character traits on to them, right? And the honor of being a father and being somebody that my children could be proud of. There's no way I could have done those things before boot camp and before my experience in the Marine Corps. Then commitment in family. We live in a fatherless generation. And so you coaches out there, we keep preaching about making better fathers, sons, and husbands. Well, the divorce rate is 65% now, right? The court doesn't even care now. Nobody cares about commitment. The judge just swings the gavel and you're divorced. Well, the Marine Corps teaches you the value that you stick by your family, you stick by your children, you stick by your spouse, no matter how bad it gets. The other three values that are really important on a high school football team and to young people today are the core values is honor, courage, and commitment. But the other thing that the Marine Corps really tattooed in my head, character, discipline, academic excellence. I wish the Marine Corps would have came in my life my sophomore year in high school because the academic excellence, I didn't get that. But now I go to boot camp and I see the value. I get out of boot camp. Of course, the Marine Corps is paying for my college. And here I am proud to say I've got 2 bachelor's degrees and a master's degree. So the academic excellence came after those values that the Marine Corps taught to me. And I've already touched on the character discipline, and I'm going to wrap up with this, and I'm a strong believer in this. And if somebody was dumb enough to make me president of the United States of America, I would make sure we pass a law. I think every 18-year-old, 17-year-old boy should go through boot camp. And again, Marine Corps, but some sort of military training, whatever that may be. I think every boy in our country should go through this 12 or 16 weeks of boot camp. They don't have to stay in the military. After the boot camp, they can go off and sell cars or do whatever they're going to do. But our country would be a lot better place if every boy in our country went through the training that the Marine Corps made me go through in boot camp. And I want to thank the Marines for that. Semper Fi, hoorah.